Ride along live, worldwide. Feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine. Giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease.
Every time I pass, you're teasing me. Every time I pass.
The Grenada National Folk Group, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture, proudly presents Iconic Moves and Melodies.
Yes, man!
Iconic Moves and Melodies. A heartfelt tribute to the legendary Miss Shirley Robinson. Mark your calendar. Saturday, March 1st, 2025 at the Grenada Trade Center, starting at 5 p.m. Immerse yourself in an evening of vibrant folk songs, classical songs, Negro spirituals, patriotic songs, captivating poetry, and mesmerizing dance performances as we honor Miss Shirley Robinson, a true pioneer of Grenada's cultural heritage. You'll also get the chance to have a meet and greet with Miss Shirley Robinson. Tickets are just $50 for adults and $25 for children. Iconic Moves and Melodies, a celebration you don't want to miss. Join us Saturday, March 1st at the Grenada Trade Center. Let's honor the legacy, celebrate the culture, and make it.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447.
Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong.
My name is Yolandi, and All Pro Health Staffing has some great opportunities. At All Pro, we know what's important to you, and that is safe assignments and great pay. We get it because we're nurses too. We have an amazing opportunity right now for you if you're an LPN. This is based in Vermont, and we are seeking to get somebody on board as soon as possible. We also have really great local opportunities. Right now, we are hiring immediately 4 LPNs. We're looking for them to work in assisted living and memory care facilities based out in New Rochelle, New York. For more information about these great opportunities, call 516 387-4246. Click the link below or share this with a family or friend.
Yeah. Thursday on the ride. Yes. Welcome to Ride Along Live for today, family and friends, shareaholics. How you guys doing? Akim, I see you. How you doing, my friend? I see a lot of names going on that list this week, boy. What? See names like crazy. Guys, hey, Samantha Latham, how you doing out there in Canada? Big up yourself. Pearl, Patsy, Robert, how you doing? Guys, listen. If there are kids in the room right now, send them off to do their homework. Just say, listen. This one is not for all you. This one is not for all you. This one is for adults. This conversation tonight is for adults. Send the kids to bed. Send the kids to bed. Don't you agree? Today, guys, it's Battle of the Sexes. And of course, Battle of the Sexes, you know, we try to understand a lot of things. What men do, what women do, and why it's so confusing, you know, to relate sometimes. So there are a number of things that we're going to touch on. And of course, as we promoted, we have with us today the man himself right over there. His name is Charlie Spice. Charles, the infamous, the very popular, the very much loved around the world. Let me tell you, all you ladies, cool all yourself. Get a fan or something. Cool all yourself. While you see Charlie and all, you start to hyperventilate and all kind of thing already. Cool all yourself. Relax. And of course, Suzette. Look at Suzette right there. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? Look at Suzette. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Suzette Arthur. And of course, great guest, always great conversation. Suzette, welcome to the ride as well. So guys, this is what we have for you. Yeah, we have very interesting conversation. Very interesting conversation. So go ahead and share the program right now. Everybody share the program. Look, you see, I got it already. Charlie fine like Charlie fine like what? Like what? Look at it. Charlie, Mr. Handsome. Wow. Charlie fine like wine. All you keep cool all yourself. Relax all yourself. All right, so share the program, guys. Share the program. So we're going to touch on a couple of topics today, right? A couple of topics. Very, very important topics. But first, let me bring on my guest one more time. She's in Grenada right now. Suzette, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? How things?
I am doing great, Junior. I am doing wonderful. In the Isle of Spice, where everything is nice. I'm in my happy place, so everything is perfect.
Why you on vacation? You're on vacation or business or vacation?
Yeah, kind of vacation kind of thing, you know.
I hear that.
Just getting in some sunshine, some seawater, some sand, everything in one.
I hear that. Well, you're in the best place. We're gonna learn more about that.
The best place on earth.
I hear that. And of course, let's bring on Mr. Charlie Spice. Recently, we found out that Charlie Spice retired from the sex industry, but he's here with us, giving us some great insight. Charlie, how you been, my friend? How you been? How things?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me on your show once again. It's good to see that your audience, they're not tired of seeing my face. But I have an announcement to make. I shaved my beard off a few days ago, and you would not believe how many women complained about it. Women, they promised not to give me sex anymore unless I have a beard.
What?
Absolutely, I'm not joking. Women have vowed they would never sleep with me unless I have a beard. So I'm growing it back as quickly as I can, you know, to improve my chances, to improve my sex life, of course.
What? Yeah, so that's the trick. Growing a beard actually attract more women.
Well, they seem to love my beard, so I'm going to keep it this time. I'm not shaving it anymore.
Okay, all right, okay, I hear you. I have to try that. Do you think I might have a chance, Suzette? Probably if I grow mine, I might have better chances.
Well, you never know. I mean, if it's working for Charlie, why wouldn't it work for you, Junior? You never know. It looks like that's the in thing now, no?
That's the in thing. Yeah, that's the in thing.
Yeah, that's the in thing now.
Beard ball. They like ball beard. That's what they really like. They like the beard and they like the ball. All right, guys, let's get right into it. Because there's so much to talk about, right? The first thing that I want to touch on, guys, is this topic of love making, right? In the bedroom. And some men saying, listen, I will do anything for love. I would do anything, but I won't do that. You ain't gonna catch me doing that. That thing that you want me to do, that one I ain't doing. Charlie, no, hold on. They say ladies first. Suzette, I will do anything for love, but I'm not doing that.
Wow. Let's see. I'm not doing anything. Can I say asses on the show?
Yeah, you could say it.
Okay, so so I'm not doing anything pertaining to anybody's ass. Don't do anything to mine. I'm not doing anything to yours. I am not going to, like, when you're doing the BJ kind of thing, don't expect me to swallow that crap because it's not happening. That shouldn't happen at all.
What? You're not going to swallow it? What?
No, Junior, no, I'm not a swallower. I will not do that. No, I would not do it. It's not something that I would do. I mean, it took me a while to actually get into oral sex. So, I mean, swallowing that crap, no, that's not happening. I mean, there's other things I wouldn't do. I mean, Charlie's laughing at me.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, I will do anything for love, but I'm not doing that.
Well, people do have limits, of course, and there are things that I wouldn't do either. So, Suzette,
Charlie Spice?
Absolutely. I have there's certain things that I would not do. Absolutely.
Okay, tell us. You're not doing that.
Oh God, like what, for example? God, you've got this stuff. Let me think about that for a minute. There are very few things I wouldn't do, of course, but I'm not.
I would do anything for love, but I'm not doing that. Charlie, while you think about it, let's bring back in Suzette. Suzette, now, some women specifically in a relationship, and if they figure that you're not doing, like for instance, women might like the guy to go down on them, and that might be a deal breaker. Like if you're not doing it, then the relationship is done. What if it comes down to, listen, Suzette, if you don't want to do all the things, like if you don't want to swallow it and all of those things and everything else that you say that you wouldn't do, if you don't want to do it, then the relationship is not going to work out with me and you. And you're in a situation where you like the guy, you feel like you want to make the relationship work. Would you just try to sort of adhere to his needs?
No, sorry. I'm selfish when coming to that. No. Like, I don't want anyone forcing me to do something that I don't want to. Like, I wouldn't force anybody to do something on me that they don't want to do, so I would not do it. Sorry, Junior, no. I would not do it. If it comes down to it and we have to break up, so be it. I mean, it's not something, it's not, as I said, I mean, oral sex on itself is kind of hard for some women. And it was for me in the beginning. So, I mean, here I am giving you the oral sex and you expect me to swallow your sperm and I don't want to do it. You can't force me to do it. And if it's a problem with you, then yeah, we'll have a problem. If you want to break up with me because of that, then okay, bye.
Mm-hmm. So even if it comes down to the relationship is going to end, you know, I mean, this is something that I like. This is something that I love, you know.
Listen, Junior, if you respect me in the relationship and I say to you, hun, listen, swallowing sperm is something that I don't like, swallowing sperm is something that I don't want to do, then you got to respect that. And if you can't respect it, then like we have a problem.
Charlie, what says you? Is that a deal breaker? Is that a deal breaker for you? The woman just don't want to do it.
Let me go back to the previous question, because it's not very often that I am at a loss for words.
Yes.
Because there was a time in my life that I would do just about anything in bed with a woman. But as I become more and more mature, that I find that I'm having more limitations. You know, for example, I'm not going to do swinging anymore. I did it before, but I'm not interested in that anymore. It doesn't work for me. I'm not going to have a threesome anymore with another guy. I would with another woman, of course. So as I get older, I find that there are things that I don't want to do anymore. But much years ago, it was no holds barred. It was, you know, everything went down, you know, when I was much younger. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's go to the current question now. Just repeat that last comment you made.
No, is it a deal breaker? Like in Suzette's case, she's saying that she will do anything, but she won't do the tossed salad. She ain't tossing no salad, and she definitely not swallowing any kind of sperm. She not doing that. For you, is that a deal breaker?
No, it's not. No, it's not. I would personally love Suzanne to swallow my sperm, but if she didn't, I wouldn't be upset.
Oh gosh.
That would not happen, Charlie. Never, ever, ever.
I wouldn't hold it against her, no. I'll be very disappointed.
But what about the communication? What about the communication? What about the communication? Because listen, the whole thing about getting into a relationship, I would think, for a man and a woman, okay, there might be things that you may like, you may you know, have been done to you in your previous relationship, and you come into this relationship now, and you would like that you guys meet on 50-50. You guys could at least work on things to pleasure each other. Because at the end of the day, Suzette, you don't want a man going out and cheating on you. I mean, you don't want a man going behind your back, just, you know what I mean? You don't want that.
Right. Well, Junior, if me swallowing his sperm give him a reason to go out and cheat on me, then as I said, bye. Go on, bye. I don't like it's no big deal.
Okay.
It's no big deal. As I said, it's something that I've always said I'm never going to do it. I mean, oral sex on its own was hard for me to do. And when I started to do it, you know, I remember my boyfriend then, he was, oh, you got to swallow. I'm like, I get out of here. I'm not doing that shit. You know, and I've never done it. And I have no interest in doing it. So, I mean, if he goes out and cheat, then so be it. So be it.
Charlie, you were saying?
Don't knock it until you've tried it, Suzette. I think, you know, it's an acquired taste.
One that I don't want to taste, Charlie.
Okay. You mentioned communication just now, Junior, and I think that is very key. Couples need to have lots of communication all through the relationship, particularly in the beginning, so that you know what goes and what doesn't. I think that I don't think anything is a deal breaker. If someone is not into swallowing after an orgasm, a woman is not into swallowing, that's not a deal breaker. I think that it's all about communication and knowing what expectations you can have. Because at the end of the day, a relationship is not based on any particular sexual act.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Guys, we are at the point where we're talking about this very, very important topic. The question is, I will do anything for love, but I am not doing that. I'm do anything for love and I'm not doing that. So I saw someone just posted in the chat right there. They said, Junior, you're wrong. You know, you might swallow, you might do all of that stuff, everything that the man wants or everything that the woman wants, but that doesn't mean that he wouldn't go out and cheat on you. That is no guarantee at the end of the day that the person is not going to go out. So what maintain, based on your guys' experience, what maintains the relationship then? What maintain that? So the person, you know that, you know, you're in love with the person, you guys have great communication, you guys have great sexual experiences. What bonds the relationship then? Anybody? Who's that? Anybody? What holds the relationship?
A little bit. What bonds the relationship?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a relationship can be held by a lot of different things. It's not only about sex. You know what I mean? We always go back to communication. It's about communication. It's about, hanging out with a person, loving the person. I mean, it's not always about sex. I mean, you could go, in my relationship, I'm in a relationship right now, and we could go a week without having sex, and we're fine because we have that kind of relationship where we're always talking about something. We always, there's always something for us to do. There's always somewhere for us to go, kind of thing. So it's not, it's not all about sex.
I have to say that if there isn't good sex in the relationship, it's a high probability that there is going to be failure. It may not depend on a particular sexual act, but if sex is very key. Sex is the most powerful binding factor in a relationship, in my opinion. Yes, you can have great communication, you can have this, you can go out to the movies, but if the sex is not good, that is a recipe for disaster. So it's very important that you get the sex right. And I don't care what anybody tells me, if a man or woman is not satisfied within the relationship sexually, there is a high probability they're going to be cheating or think about cheating. And in any event, they're not going to be happy. They're not going to be fulfilled within that relationship. So sex is key, good sex. And that comes from, of course, communication. And that comes from willing to be a bit, to experiment a bit. Of course, we do have our lines that we will not cross. And again, communication will clarify that and manage expectations.
Yeah. The communication part is important. The communication part is very important, and to understand the person. But I would think, okay, for instance, me personally, and I agree that there are some boundaries that need to be set, right? I won't do anal. Like I won't do that. That's not my thing. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I've never done it, and I wouldn't do it. And I don't want the woman to come anywhere close to that area either. Like, stay away from there, right? I'm not that kind of guy. That's just me. And I don't think that I could pivot to accepting that. Just not my thing. I don't feel it. So I get where Suzette is coming from. Some people have their boundaries and some things that I just wouldn't do. What you're gonna leave? Okay, then fine. The relationship just wasn't supposed to be anyway. You could be the cutest person. That's just something they're not gonna do. So for me, I would do anything for love, but I don't want you to come anywhere that area. And I am not doing anal either. And another thing, from my personal recollection book, I won't do that period thing. Some men does it. They go down on that particular time of the month. I think it's nasty. I think it's gross. Personally, some men do it. Some men like it. Not my thing. I won't do that. You will catch me dead doing that. Not my thing. So for me, I would do anything for love, but I'm not doing that. Anything else, guys?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Junior. The period stuff. No man can touch me when I'm on my monthly. Are you crazy? Hell no, that's not happening. Another thing I would not do. I mean, and I know Charlie would probably have my head for this, but I will not ever have a threesome. That will not happen. Nobody ever brings this. It's something that I will never do.
What?
I know Charlie's gonna have my head, but it ain't happening, Charlie. I will never have a threesome. Nope.
Yeah. Hey, that's acceptable. I remember advising many people, when you are going to have a threesome, be very, very careful, because the other man might do the business better than the husband. So, but when you're doing a threesome, you have to choose that third person very carefully, and it's probably best if it's someone that you probably will not see again, or see only when you arrange it. It's not someone that's around all the time, because that can be extremely risky doing threesomes. So I think there has to be so much maturity, sexual maturity, to do a threesome, or else it could end badly.
Right. Well, Charlie's the official where that is concerned. I want to pivot from this a little bit, right? And I want to read this quick post that someone sent to us, right? Very, very interesting post that they share. Listen to this. They said, "My husband and I were joking around one day and decided to play truth or dare, in which he dared me to reveal my actual body count, right? We have never discussed this before, but he knew that just before I met him, I had come out of a 5-year relationship. I guess he assumed that I'm the only one, that he was the only guy. Anyway, I'm a liberated woman, so I started talking about, I started thinking and counting in my head, right? Body count meaning how many men that she was with, and even adding up a couple guys that I totally forgotten about. When I finally tabulated my numbers, it came up to 12, right? It's like he almost had a heart attack. He hasn't been himself since, and hasn't really shown much interest romantically towards me. He also said that he's pissed off. He is ultimately very pissed off that she has a number so high. She been with 12 guys. Now, Charlie, the question about a woman having that amount of sexual partners, does it affect the psychology of a man if he learned that a woman had so much of a high body count?
Yes, he is a very unrealistic man, because in my honest opinion, 12 is a very small number for a woman to have in terms of sexual partners. It's always very difficult to ask my opinion on certain things, because I come from a different world. I come from a world where women have hundreds of partners, or even thousands of partners, because I worked in the industry, the sex industry. So that's such a small number, and I think it's wrong, because for him to be judgmental of her when perhaps he's had much more than that. The average man has had more than 12 partners. Okay, but yes, it can be a deal breaker for some men who are very possessive, very jealous. Men like to think that they were the first and will be the only lover of their partner, but that's the unrealistic person. And to be honest, I don't see that a relationship like that going very far. He'll probably never recover from that.
Yeah, and as she said, that he really never did, even though the relationship is going in a way that she think that they may not survive, the relationship may not survive. Suzette, what's your thoughts?
So, like, why did he ask her for a body count in the first place if he knows that he would not be able to handle the amount that she had? I mean, as Charlie said, did she say how old she was, Junior?
She's about 39, within that range.
39 and she had 12. I mean, as Charlie said, that's not a lot. That's not a high number. But I mean, if the man is insecure enough and that men that she slept with before him, I mean, well, I don't know, Junior. That one is kind of sticky. I mean, I wonder how much relationships he had or how many women he had. You know, you see how double standard men are. She only had 12 and he has an issue with it. How many did he have?
Yeah. No, someone is saying that the double standard is very glaring because they're pretty sure that he had much more than that. But why, Charlie, what is in the man's makeup that it is so hard for him to see or visualize or understand that his woman that he's with right now been with over 12, 13, 15 different partners?
Oh, that's the typical man, particularly men from the Caribbean. Men from the Caribbean cannot handle, they can handle having multiple partners, but they can't when their girlfriend or wife has had multiple partners. It's just a macho thing, and I think it's totally unfair. I don't agree with it at all. I think for me, the more when a woman has had several partners before she's come to me, she's got more experience. She has more knowledge and more know-how in terms of making love. So I don't have a problem with that at all. That's just a man thing. That's just a macho thing, and particularly men from the Caribbean I've never seen men more jealous than Caribbean men.
Do you see that to be a fact, Suzette?
Men are more jealous than any other men?
Yeah, Caribbean men.
I mean, I've only really dated Caribbean men, but I tend to believe what Charlie said. I mean, there's always an issue. And the thing about it, they would ask you questions, and then when you give them the answers, they're not able to handle it, or they have an issue with it. You know, so maybe I guess maybe it is all Caribbean men.
Guys, you're watching Right Along Live. This is the Battle of the Sexes. We have Suzette and, of course, Charlie Spice. We're talking about a range of topics, right? The first topic that we touched on a bit, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. That one thing that you won't do, right? And I guess my conclusion is, I believe that if you are dating someone and they are asked a question of you to do something and it goes against your boundaries, your morals, your ethics, just not you, man, listen, let it go. Because probably that's just, I mean, you shouldn't break your boundaries, your moral boundaries, as much as you communicate to the person to satisfy someone. And it's just not you. It is not you. It's not in your core. So I think my conclusion was that. Let the relationship go. The other one that we were talking about was the fact that this man was inquiring to his woman in a truth and dare game as to her body count. And he was shocked after she told him that she had been with 12 men before him. She'd been with 12. The relationship from then on have been down the drain completely. He have been very, very pushed back. He haven't been making any love to her. He's just not being receptive to her whatsoever because he learned that she been with 12 men, which he considered as a lot. She's 39 years old and she wanted some kind of advice. So finally, guys, on that particular topic, what advice says you to that person, Charlie, to the man about the after finding out that his woman now has a 12 body count?
Well, I think he needs to become more realistic. I think he needs to accept that that is a reality. And if he's happy with the woman that he has now, sexually and emotionally and in every other way, then make the best of it. Why harp on that? I mean, it's a reality. It's what's happened, and she's been honest with you. Just talk about it and try to get over your insecurities, because he's obviously very insecure. He's probably wondering how many of those 12 men are better in bed than he is as well. He's probably wondering how many of those men have a bigger dick than he has. So they need to talk about it and get over it and move on and make the best relationship ever, because that's not a deal breaker either. It doesn't have to be. Only an immature man would allow that to be a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm. And Suzette?
I totally agree with Charlie. Suck it up, buttercup. Like, give me a break. Stop being insecure. Like, these are relationships he had before you. And I agree with Charlie. He probably trying to figure out if the men were better than him in bed. You know, he's probably trying to figure out, did this person teach her this move that she's putting on me? You know what I mean? He just got to suck it up and move on. Period.
I'm sure if he had asked her who was the best lover she ever had, it would have been one of those 12 men.
That's what's played back in the man head. That's what's actually played back in the man head, right?
Sometime in the future, Junior. Sometime in the future, we have to talk about women buying sex toys or buying vibrators that are much bigger than their partners.
And I think that's
that becoming a basis of insecurity.
That is a crazy one. Guys, again, listen, there are words in this conversation that may not be for children. So if you have your kids in the midst, please send them away. This is adult conversation right here on a Thursday. This is the battle of the sexes. In a little bit, guys, we're also going to open up the phone lines. But I want to move on to another quick, rapid topic that we're going to throw at you guys. If a man proposed to his woman, went down on his knees, got the ring, got his friends, got cameras, everything is going nicely, and he decided to propose to her, and her response was no. Has the relationship, or will the relationship end after that? Charlie?
Well, let me start by saying that you should always be reasonably sure that a woman is going to say yes before you try to hold her hand, before you try to kiss her, before you try to make love, and certainly before you ask her to get married. I think, again, it all comes back to communication. But I do not think that that is the end of a relationship, or perhaps a deal breaker in terms of getting married later. I think he's obviously asked at the wrong time, and she wasn't ready for that. And I think this is where men very often jump the gun, because they're actually insecure, so they want to do it rather quickly. So take your time, find out where you're at in the relationship, find out where she's at, and make sure she's ready for whatever proposal you want to make.
Right. Okay. What says you, Suzette?
That one to me is kind of sticky, Junior, because I mean, when a man proposes to a woman, it's because he sees that, he wants to be with this person for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? And I would assume that they already went through the motions of getting to know each other, being in a relationship for a period of time and stuff like that. So, I mean, if he got down on his knees in front of family and friends and stuff, and she said no, then he would have to ask himself, why are you saying no? Are we not on the same page? It's obvious they're not on the same page. And as Charlie said, that's where communication comes in. They would have to figure out why they're not on the same page. And if it boils down to him, wanting to marry, she's not ready for it, and he wants to walk away, then, I mean, he's got all right to walk away. I mean, I don't see it as a means to walk away, but I mean, if he went so far as to buy you a ring, propose to you, obviously something is missing. And you guys are not communicating, and you guys are not on the same page. So something is missing there. Because when a man proposes, because he wants to be with you for the rest of his life, right? So obviously you don't feel the same way.
Yeah. So what are some of the reasons then? What are some of the reasons then, Suzette, a woman would say no if she's being proposed to?
Well, it could be that maybe there is stuff in the relationships that she sees that needs to work on before they take that big step. Maybe she needs to work on stuff herself. You know, maybe there is things going on with him that she probably needs him to work on. You know, and that's why I say that's when communication. Every relationship, it boils down to communication. You know what I mean? So there might be things going on that he's not aware of, that she needs to tell him before I do this, before we do this, before we get engaged or to lead to marriage. We need to make some changes.
Charlie?
When a woman says no to marriage proposal, more than likely the man knew she could say no. He knows he's jumping the gun. If the relationship was right and there was enough communication before, a man usually knows when a woman is ready for every stage of a relationship. He has to know that it was a high probability she would have said no. And there's no way
not really.
I'm sorry?
Not really. The man could have. I mean, it's not like you ask her before and say, "Listen, now, so if I ask you to marry you and thing, you go say yes." You don't know. It's like you just don't know.
Do you ask out of the blue like that? Come on, there's always prior conversation about it, about getting married and plans and so on. So when he actually pops the question, he already knows. I think that when a man just jumps the gun and he pops the question out of the blue, he has to be ready to accept that she could say no.
Yeah, she could say no as well as she could say yes. But if I get on my knees, I think, and someone said it there too, Roland Fletcher over on YouTube. How are you doing, Roland? If I get on my knees, brand new pants, ring, and set up everything, and I propose to you, and you say no, me and you not on the same page. Me and you not on the same page.
Yeah,
because I know what I want is not what you want.
And you would have known that before.
No, I would have thought that we were on the same page. I would have thought that we wanted the same thing.
And going back to communication, there was not enough communication. There was not enough communication. Okay. I've had a very high success rate with relationships over the years, sexual and otherwise, because I would not even try to hold a woman's hand unless I was absolutely sure she was ready for me to hold her hand. I would not try to kiss a woman until there's signs that a woman will give you that tell you she's ready for whatever you want to suggest. There are signs. Men don't take the time to read the signs.
True.
I would never want to attempt to have sex with a woman unless she wanted to. Why?
Right. Why? That's different. That's different. Having sex with a woman, if she want or don't want to, and getting on your knees and proposing to a woman, and she's saying no.
But the principle is the same. The principle is the same. It's about communication and knowing that it's the right time to make that proposal, whether it's sex or marriage. It's the principle is the same.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what says you?
But Charlie, what if she is kind of giving him that kind of vibes though? I mean, she might be throwing little hints and stuff like that. You never know, right? I mean,
she may have weak knees at the last minute. Yeah, she may back up at the last minute. Yes, after giving him indicators that she's ready for marriage. Yes.
Yeah, but
exactly. So
listen, what I'm saying about this, and I want some of you guys to chime in as well. It's a difficult thing for a man to come to the conclusion in his life that that's what he wants. And if the man, or if the relationship, I'm thinking that the relationship is at that point, and you don't feel like the relationship is at that point, what is the sense of continuing that relationship? It's obvious that we are on two totally different pendulum. You here and I'm there, so we can't. I mean, obviously, you don't want what I want, and I don't. We're not on the same page. Relationship had to done. That's what I think.
No, I don't agree with that. I think that the moment the woman says no, that begs for deep conversation, deep communication after that. And you'll get to find out whether or not you are on the same page, but you need more time, or she needs more time. But you can still go on that trajectory, but you just need more time. But certainly you need conversation after she said no.
Yeah, so that you were saying.
Charlie, to me, that means that they're definitely not on the same page, because if he's there proposing and talking about marriage and she said no, that means they're not on the same page, period.
Well, they might be on the same page. He might be at the bottom already and she's still at the top, but they might be on the same page. He's a fast reader, you know.
Let me put this poll in the chat right here, right? To our viewers that's watching. This is a serious question, because men go through this all the time, and forget about the topic of if a woman proposes, if a woman dare go down on her knees, and women does it, women don't propose too. If a woman go down on her knees and she proposes and the man say no, I don't think the woman could ever think about sustaining that relationship. But this is it. I want you guys to chime in right there. If a man get down on his knees, you as a man, you get down on your knees, you buy the ring, you tell all your friends, your family, people gather around, you get photographers, cameraman, you go in the World Trade Center, or you go in a really nice romantic place, and you drop down slowly, and you go down on your knees, and you go down and you hot up your knees, and you just open the ring so, and all the theatrics. And then you see, all the, everything, all the theatrics. She covers she mouth so, and she say, I can't. No. Is that it for you and the relationship? Let me see what you guys saying in the chat. Type it in right now. Let me see what you guys are saying. Is the relationship done? Finish. That is it. It end. After all the fireworks and everything like that. Let me know what you guys saying. Or you could even call in and let me know what you're saying as well. Is the relationship finished if there is a no to the proposal of marriage? See what you're saying.
There's a lady. There's a lady in the chat room by the name of Lacey, I believe, and she keeps flirting with me in the chat room. And I hope she realizes that when I don't know if she's in Grenada, but when I come to Grenada and I meet her and I go down on my knees, it's not going to be a marriage proposal. I hope she doesn't say no. I hope she doesn't say no when I go down on my knees.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Hey, girl. That's what you get for flirting with Charlie, Lacey.
Yeah.
He's an expert. Don't flirt with him.
Charlie said when you go down on your knees, he's not proposing, he's going to be proposing, all right?
It might not be the kind of proposal she thinks. Right?
Charlie, I think Lacey will be able to match you. She's one to tangle with, though.
Yeah, she could roll with the big boys. Yeah. Lacey, you here?
Good to know. I believe Lacey can roll with the big boys. I think she can.
That's good. That's good to know.
I hear that. Okay, so the general consensus that I'm seeing in the chat, guys, that if that be the case, if that is the case, I'm seeing a lot of people saying yes, that's it. That's it. But Charlie, you were saying communication. What is the next? What is it? What next do I say to you? Where does the conversation restart after that?
There's no general answer for that. Okay, I think it all comes down to the individual and the individual relationship that they have. So in some cases, it's probably best that they end the relationship. In other cases, it's probably time to do some serious talking and give the relationship a chance to blossom. So it's not a matter of laying down a rule that fits everyone. It all comes down to you look at every relationship case in point, and then you can make a determination what's the best way forward. But in some instances, you can talk it out, spend more time, get to know, build that relationship, and the answer will be yes down the line. Or it's time to just call it quits. You may be on totally different pages, and it's time to move on.
Yeah. Let me say, I can't remember who I heard say this, but it rings true. It's very true. Men and women feel the need to get married based on two totally different circumstances. For a man wants to get married when he is more financially stable, So, his kind of biological clock is his wallet. Like, could he take care of himself, his family, the kids? Could he get a house? Could he do all this stuff? So if a man is, and not all men, if most men is not in that realm as yet, they're not financially secured yet, they would be pushed back to getting married. A woman, on the other hand, she look at her biological clock. So if a woman is like 35, 36, and then she not married, and people say, well, you don't married yet, you don't have no kids yet, and she start to look at her biological clock, like, wow, I should get married, boy. So that time frame kind of is dictating to her that it's that time. You should be married. What is 36 going on 37, and you don't married yet? So one shouldn't convince the other, because if the woman is biological clock is saying, yes, let's get married, and the man is not financially able to sustain it, we don't have no compatibility there. So it's like you're forcing the man, let's get married, baby, let's get married, and the man watching the wallet, but where are Pucci? I don't have money, I can't buy a car, I can't go in a house, I can't even afford an apartment yet. So a woman shouldn't force a man to get married. On the other hand, the same thing, because a lot of women, they're not ready to get married either, because they don't feel like it's their time. So forcing someone to get married, it just won't work either way. What says you about that, Suzette?
I agree. I mean, no one should force anyone to get married, but going back to what you said about the man is not financially ready, but what about you guys getting married and obtaining the things that you just mentioned? What about you guys getting married, working together, and getting the house you want, getting the car you want? I mean, you don't have to be you have to have money and stuff like that, but it doesn't always have to be on the man. How about you guys working together to get the stuff that you just mentioned, Junior?
But
instead of waiting.
But men is a security for men. Charlie, I don't know if you have any, if you want to chime in on this here, but from where I sit, and I've been a man all my life. It's about financial security. It's about financial security, and how could am I in a position to take care of the home? Why get married for? Because a man thinking, if I get married and I can't provide, you know what will happen? She might go out looking for a man to provide the things that I cannot provide for her. So I get married for her. It's already a commitment. I will get on. The man thinking about that all in the back. I said, Charlie, what says you?
Unfortunately, it is better to wait until you're financially secure, enough to take care of your future wife. But it's unfortunate that it has come down to money. In this day and age, it's all about money, because you start to lose the true sense of what relationship is all about, because it's always a financial consideration. And I think that therein lies the potential for disaster in relationship when it's too commercially based. But yes, you need some degree of financial security. But how much financial security is necessary to make that decision? Suzette said that there's a point that when one can say, or a couple can say, let's get married and let's build together, because money is not the overriding factor. So again, it comes down to the individuals and the circumstances, and but it's just, in my opinion, very unfortunate that it's come down to a commercial decision. And I know all too well how relationships and sex, have become a commercially, a commercial decision. So, but yes, money is very important, and I think that a man, not just for the woman to say, well, unless you're financially secure, we're not getting married, but for the man to also be mature enough to say, look, I want to be more financially secure, before we get married.
Yeah. You wanted to add You wanted to add to it, Suzette, or have a different?
Yeah, because as I said, you do have to have some sort of financial stability, but I'm sticking with we can work together. Like, we don't have to be a millionaire. I'm not going to wait on you to have $1 million or whatever in your bank account before you marry me. You know what I mean? You have to have some form of financial stability, but at the same time, we can get married and build together. That's what marriage is all about, right? Marriage is all about, putting your resources together and working and building on that relationship, whether it's financially, whatever. It's a matter of working together and making it work.
Yeah,
I'm not going to wait on a man to have $1 million in the bank account to marry me. No, I'm not going to do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because some women push men to get married because her financial clock is ticking, right? Her financial clock is ticking, but for the man, he's just not ready. And sometimes it's hard for some women to understand that. I think I am not ready because I am not ready. And it's hard to understand. I think it's hard for some women to understand that. I see someone said, okay, Val said, Junior, stop it. They said, okay, let's build together. So from a woman perspective, if you meet someone that is not financially able or in a position to upkeep a family or to take care of your lifestyle, would you want to get married to that person as a resident female on the panel?
Nothing wrong with that. As I said, I will definitely marry you as long as we're committed and as long as we work together and as long as we build to get what we want in life. I have no problems, none whatsoever.
Okay, no problem. That we go put to the panel again. Charlie, what says you?
I agree with Suzette. If both parties are willing to work together, I don't think that there should be a set rule that you should have X amount of money before you get married. I think that it's down to the individuals, and I commend partners who decide to get married because they're committed, they're in love, and it's based on all the proper foundations. I commend them, but like I said, it's unfortunate that these days it's so based on the commercial aspect. We've gone away from the true sense of love and relationship.
Yeah. All right. So we have a mixed bag. We have a mixed bag of nuts. A mixed bag of opinions, which is good. We like the difference of opinion. Okay. So let's go to Val. Val says, Junior, stop it. So I'm assuming that she's saying that it is wrong. Even if a man has little or no resources, it's fine. No problem. That is fine. Aisha said, Junior, I don't agree with you on that one. meaning that it doesn't come down to a financial situation where the person to get married. Judy says she agree, and then Val says 2 people working together is the best.
Let me share. Allow me to share something with your viewers. I'm probably going to get some criticism for this. Now, this is not about marriage per se, but in earlier times, I was a bit of a playboy gigolo type.
Yeah, we know, we're aware.
I would not speak to a woman unless she had X amount of money, in my opinion, based on, I knew the signs, I could tell, I could smell money. I trained myself how to smell that money. And if you didn't have X amount, it didn't matter how good looking you were, or, you had to be attractive to me to some extent, but it was more about whether or not you had the money to enable me to do the things that I wanted to do, like travel the world and so on. And I was very good at it. I had a lot of very wealthy women in my life. But looking back, none of those relationships made me happy. None of them. So someone said, money, that you can't buy happiness. Money can't buy happiness. And that is so true. I got amazing gifts, cars, but lots of cash and clothes and traveling, but I never truly enjoyed any of those relationships.
Interesting. Money, not everything. Suzette?
It's definitely not. I totally agree. Money is not everything. As I said, once you're committed to the person, you just work and build together. Building together and getting things together is one of the most wonderful things a couple can do.
Right. And we can't forget the question of communication and how well communication, the important role communication play in any relationship. Guys, we committed to 1 hour. We at that hour point, so we're going to come down to some conclusion, some final words on the 3 topics we was able to touch on, or anything else that you want to close with. We start with Suzette. Any closing remarks?
As usual, I'm big on having great communication in a relationship. I think that is the number one thing in any strong relationship is communication. And, people just have to take a chance in love and give it their all.
All right. Take a chance.
Don't be afraid to love, people. Don't be afraid to love.
Take a chance on love. Take a chance on love. Charlie Spice, what says you? Besides winking at Lacey J over there and you guys going back and forth at it, what says you?
I didn't realize you noticed me winking at her.
Yeah, I saw very, very little things I don't see here, Charlie.
It was hard to keep my tongue in my mouth. Anyway, I think that when a relationship is based too much on money, the moment the money is not what it used to be because of bad business decisions or whatever, or a COVID. I mean, who knew that COVID would devastate people's finances like that? The moment the money is not there anymore, you got trouble. So let it be based more on relationship. Let it be based more on communication and true emotions, and be willing to commit. So that is, I never thought I would ever be having this type of conversation about marriage. I'm not sure I'm qualified to have this conversation, but that is my last word on that.
Thank you. Charlie Spice, of course. Suzette, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And listen, guys, it's always great having a light-hearted conversation when we could not always talk about the politics and the war and the elections and everything else that's happening in the world. Where we could have a nice conversation where we could agree and disagree about certain things, but still be friends and continue on and assist people as well in bettering their relationship. So thank you, Charlie Spice. Thank you, Suzette. We appreciate you guys. See you guys again.
Thank you.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Are you looking to take your business or event to the next level? Advertise on Ride Along Live and reach over 10 million viewers worldwide every month. With a global audience tuning in for the latest news, entertainment, and culture, your message will get the exposure it deserves. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your brand to a diverse and engaged audience. Ride Along Live, where the world watches and your business grows.
Ride along live, worldwide. Feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine. Giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong.